Hello everyone, and welcome back to VCR Guitar. Pardon my voice, I'm a little under the weather right now, but if you didn't know, Judas Priest released their new album, Invincible SHEILD, just recently, and if you've been following me for a little while, you'll know that I did an Ace Frehley review of his new album, 10,000 Volts, but this won't be the same thing. I will be doing a review. This is technically the review, but it's just my initial thoughts. So, I'll be just listening to every track. I won't be playing the tracks because of copyright reasons, and I'm sort of new to this whole YouTube thing. And I'll be giving my initial thoughts on all the songs. And in addition to talking about all the songs, I'll also be giving a little ranking at the end. Without further ado, let's listen to some Invincible SHEILD. Opening with Panic Attack, I was not expecting Rob Halford's voice to still sound like he did in Painkiller. This was quite honestly one of the coolest openings to a modern metal album that I've listened to in a long time. Not that I've listened to a lot of modern metal, I just really like this. I just thought that the guitars reminded they just reminded me a lot of the Painkiller era of Judas Priest, and I just feel like it was like a real throwback from like all those years ago. And just also the vocal work, I already mentioned it, but the vocal work is amazing on this song. It is, let me see, 5 minutes and 26 seconds of greatness, and on to the next. This next one took me on quite a ride, because the guitar intro leads me to believe that it is like the way that they're going to play is completely different. I don't know how to explain it in actual musical terms, but I will say that it pulled an All Along the Watchtower on me. And I bet if you've listened to that song, then you can tell what I mean by that. But yeah, this song was awesome. I would almost say it's better than the first one, because it's more metal, in my opinion. Also, I haven't mentioned this yet, but the lyrics, like the actual lyrics, I've been reading them along while listening to this, and from what I've read so far, they're really well written. And of course, Rob Halford delivers the lines, but lyrics with such amazing power. But on to the next one. After finishing the title track, Invincible SHEILD, I will say that this album has some of the coolest guitar work that I've heard in a long time. I love the really long solos. As being a guitarist, it just makes my day hearing a guitar player going off for however long he wants. Sadly, obviously, I can't play guitar right now, so it makes me jealous. But again, the vocal work was great. The double bass just gave so much impact in this song. And clocking at around 6 minutes and 21 seconds. It's quite long, but it makes up for it with its great harmonies in the voice by Rob Halford, and the blistering fast solos, and just great everything, really. This is probably my the best one, in my opinion, so far. But on to the next one. This next track, Devil in Disguise, actually, it slows down a bit. It's not like so slow as in it's like Sad But True, but it's definitely slower, like Inner Sandman type of slow, if we're talking like Metallica terms. But yeah, it is a 4 minute and 44 second song, so it's not super short, but I do think that the vocals on this carry the track and make it feel faster than it is, because it is quite a low tempo song for Judas Priest, especially on this album after we had three so fast songs on here, and just all of the instruments just kind of blended together to make a really like a mid-tempo song, but it feels so fast, if you know what I mean. Also, before we go on, I just wanted to mention that in the little lyric book, there are these really cool drawings and arts that I don't know if the camera's seeing that. Got like really cool stuff, especially this on the back. It's so cool. Real awesome. you should totally get your physical copy. It's really nice. Anyway, on to the next one. This next song, in my opinion, sounds, the vocals sound very much like a Ozzy Osbourne song, in my opinion, but I bet multiple people have said before that when he sings higher, he starts sounding like Ozzy a little bit. Not as delusional sounding, but like, you know what I mean, right? But this song, it sounds very like orchestral almost with the guitar work. I also like how the guitars aren't like overly apparent in the song. A lot of the bass is shown, especially at the start, because the guitars are just playing every now and then the bass, you can hear the bass rumbling in the back. And I think that's a really cool touch. It's another sort of mid-paced song, and the guitar opening was so awesome. It was great. But anyway, on to the next song. Up next we had Crown of Horns, and another mid-tempo song, but I will say that because of all of the just blazing fast and really heavy guitar tones and songs so far in this album, it was really nice to have a little break with some clean guitars. And I will say, although you couldn't hear them very well, at least not on my little speaker system, it sounded really cool with Rob's voice. And I don't know which guitars did it, but I'm just gonna say Glenn for all of the guitars, because that's the only one that I know. Those guitars and his voice mixed so well, and the fade out, and it's so dramatic, and it was just such a dramatic song, if you know what I mean. It was like this album's version of Fade to Black. I don't know why I keep using Metallica, similarities, but that's just what I felt. But anyway, on to the next song. Wow. Just wow. This song, As God Is My Witness, is really good. The opening reminded me of Slayer, and just like the palm muted, just fast rhythm picking, right? But then that opening solo came in, and I was like, oh my goodness, is that Marty Friedman? Just like a sort of like a Megadeth thing. And I just was like, man, this is gonna be good. And it was very good. It is now probably my favorite, or one of my favorites on this album so far. It was great. The vocals sounded amazing, and I also just liked the chord changes. When he would sing, it would go like up and then down and up and then down, and then it would go back to the beginning riff every now and then, and it was so well put together and so awesome. I haven't mentioned this yet, but the mix on this album is great, and I don't know what else to say about it, but on to the next track. This next one, Trial by Fire, I will admit that I have listened to it before, but I only think it was because it was a single support of this album, and I love Judas Priest, so of course I listened to it, right? I really did like this. The songs, this one was also a step down from the one right before it, as in like tempo-wise, but the performances were still great. I think that the opening where it faded in and just kept adding and adding to the tension really set the mood of this song. I don't know really what to say about any of these songs, really, because I've never done this before, and I don't know musical terms, so I'm just kind of winging it, but really, I just think it was a great song overall. But anyway, on to the next song. Up next we had Escape from Reality, and not to say that on any of the other songs Rob's voice didn't shine, but it definitely did on this one, especially the harmonies that he used. Sorry if you couldn't hear me right there, I moved away from my mic. But yeah, I liked the riff, how it was simple but very impactful, and it was another mid-tempo song. This one was more like Sad But True, in my opinion. That was sort of the slowness of it, if you know what I mean. Again, the lyrics were great. The instruments were amazing, like always in this album. This album has just been great. This next song is really short, though, so I'm excited to see what it's all about. So, without further ado, let's get on to the next one. Sons of Thunder. That was the next song, and just listening to it, it was very fast, but I loved the part where Rob would go, Sons of Thunder, and then there'd be like a little echo back here, like, Sons of Thunder. Don't know if you can hear that. That's my interpretation of it, and I thought it was really cool. Also, just like the whole motorcycle deal going on with the art is really cool. I thought the lyrics were great. I thought the guitars were great. I liked the solo on this, especially like the second half of it, because it was like, I don't know how what they were doing, but it sounded like really fast bends over and over again, just in different notes. That seems hard to do. I don't know. I'd have to see it live or see a tab or something. But so far, really good song. And this sadly was the second to last song, so we're almost done. But let's go on to the last song. And I have just finished the album, finished with Giants in the Sky, and I will tell you, that is such an ending. That was really good. I loved the main riff, but my favorite part, however, was the sort of slow down in the last half of the song with the clean guitar and the clean guitar solo, and also the lyrics there, and just everything sent a chill down my spine. And that's how you know it's a great song, when that happens. And so yeah, that is one of the best closings in a while that I've heard. And anyway, now on to my final thoughts and the ranking. Now, before we get to the ranking, I just want to say, when I do the ranking, this is not scripted. I'm just going straight off of the top of my mind. I did not go back and listen to this, so these ones at the beginning are probably going to get mixed up. I'm going to favor some of the ones at the end. But just go listen to it yourself. My video does not do it justice. You need to go listen to this song by yourself, because it's great. I think it's one of the best metal albums that has been released in a while. 72 Seasons. Yeah, it's better than 72 Seasons. Much better, in my opinion. It has more variety and just sounds better. The guitar tone is on point. The drums were on point. Rob Halford's voice sounds just as good as ever. Yeah, I love early Judas Priest. I love all Judas Priest, and especially this now. But yeah, in my opinion, over the newer metal albums, let's just say 72 Seasons, The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead by Megadeth, and this one wins, in my opinion. This is the best one. Just everything is on point, and they're giving 110% this whole album, in my opinion. But anyway, enough of me talking. Let's get on to me more talking, but in a more structured manner. So I just finished my little ranking here. You won't be able to tell what this deciphers, but it makes sense to me. And mind you, between the last shot and this shot was about a minute. So this is not an in-depth ranking. This is just off the top of my head what I could think of, the ones that I remember liking and what I remember the most. So I'm going to go from my lowest to my highest. So in 11th place, we have Escape from Reality. That's not a bad song. None of these songs are bad. I just don't really remember it, and that's why if I listened to it again, this would definitely change. But I'm just, at this point in time, Escape from Reality is last. Second, we have The Serpent and the King. I don't really remember this one, probably because it's literally the second track off of the entire album. But I know it was good. I know it was really good. Like I said, none of the songs on this album are bad. It had to go somewhere. In 9th, we have Gates of Hell. This was a very crazy song. I liked it a lot, but I just had to put it somewhere. I didn't really remember it the whole time. I do remember me liking it though, so it'll go in 9th place. In 8th place, we have Trial by Fire. This is the first one that I had ever heard. It was a single, and I thought it had a really good momentum, really good drive, really good everything, but like I said, it had to go somewhere. This happened to be at it's the 8th track, and I put it at number 8, which is kind of a coincidence. I didn't even think of that. At number 7, we've got Sons of Thunder. This was a super short song. I really liked it. I liked just the speed in which they played and just how it just wrapped up everything in the song really nicely, really fast. Number 6, we've got Devil in Disguise. This was a more slower tempo song. I really enjoyed it actually because of it's just like it brought variety after a few just blazing fast songs, and it gave you a little break, if you know what I mean. Number 5, we've got A Crown of Horns. I really enjoyed this song. I just like the vocal work and the changing chords, and just everything was on point in my opinion. It was really nice. And number 4, we've got the title track, Invincible Shield. Just because this isn't higher up, I mean, it's in the top 4, don't get me wrong. Just because it's higher up doesn't mean it's not as good. I really thought that this was definitely deserving of the title track, but there are just a couple more, or a few more, if you're actually counting to 3, that were better than Invincible Shield. In 3rd place, we have Giants in the Sky. This one, obviously, is the most fresh on my mind. I love the clean section. I love the fast parts. I love the main riff. The singing in all the places, especially the clean section, really gave me chills. Just everything was on point, and it is definitely deserving of the number 3 spot. Number 2, we have Panic Attack. I really liked the synth opening. I think it's a synthesizer, but I really like that opening. Great opener to an album. I also just like the Panic Attack. Yeah, it was just a really great way to kick off a metal album, if you know what I mean. And at the number 1 spot, we have As God Is My Witness, and I just think that this song was so well rounded and written. It's so fast, so just tear your face off metal tone. It was just great. The whole thing was amazing. It was just it was smack dab in the middle of the album, but I just remember loving it a lot, man. Just everything about it is great. Yeah, so thank you all for watching. Please do yourself a favor. My video does not do this album justice. Go listen to Judas Priest's new Invincible Shield anywhere. I don't know what it's on really. I'm sure it's on everything that you could imagine. I got my physical copy. Thank you guys to the dudes over at just my local music shop. I won't say the name for being so great. And this has been VCR Guitar, and please tune in again for another video. I'll see you guys later.